Okay, we have the green bars, we have the lab counter sticking up. I honestly didn't think I'd get to say that today, but no random non sequitur today.
I'm in a mood.
It's because we're actually going to be doing a CS2 stream. We're all going to be doing crates, and if anyone gets a gold, we all share the money.
Oh god.
What money?
I feel like we have to go to kick for that.
Gold, Twitch doesn't really mind if you're doing crates CS2 on, from what I've seen.
But yes, welcome.
I think it's more they care. I was going to say I think it's more they care about slot machines.
But yes, welcome back to the Storytime Network. We are back with more D&D. Kado, save us from that cliffhanger you left us on.
So, last we left our heroes. Aldane, the half-elf paladin. Dairon, the Genasi rogue. Felix, the Eladrin wizard. And Seamus, the half-elf bard. The four of you, as well as your myriad friends, continued to deal with the horror that was the Tarrasque. Dairon's group had to quickly pull out, as there were some dangers, as the Tarrasque was starting to get more and more aggressive and dangerous. Rua, however, ended up staying behind, refusing to leave, which then prompted Felix's group to go in. Felix's group was doing well. However, things were beginning to turn for the worse, as partway into the fight, the Tarrasque actually seemingly used Steelwind Strike. Among other things, Oryx came into the fray, as he was called in for help, using Time Stop to actually pull Flora away from being in the melee range of the Tarrasque. Felix then made the decision to call in Seamus's group early, having a large group of people dealing with the Tarrasque. Thankfully, the Tarrasque seemed to stop in its rampage as it reefed itself, covering itself in a cocoon. No one knows why or what is happening. Presumably, it's going to become something worse, but what it will turn into is anyone's guess. After the fight, Rua, in his infinite wisdom, which is funny because he actually maxed wisdom,
But he should have done that.
he didn't know the consequences. Speaking of the consequences being, he came up with the idea to merge with his astral self, having been inspired from what Hawk has done, while also using the Moonblade's ability to purify Fey-blooded beings, to see if a hybrid form could actually be achieved. During the process, as he was in the middle of absorbing his astral self and using the Moonblade, his astral self seemed to act independent as it was attempting to stop him. By the time anything could be done, it was too late. The astral self fell off Rua's body to the ground in a dimmed state, still there even after he would have left, which is odd because it normally just vanishes. But in his place, the ruler of the planets, and from the self, the Elven Emperor, Hatayia, has reappeared. Incarnating within Rua's body, as he seemingly was inside the Moonblade all along, ready to come back after having a suitable vessel. He offered to deal with the Tarrasque in place of everyone else, while he would have the opportunity to go about his business, heading eastward from the camp that you guys are currently at. But not after Dairon, in a rage, attempted to attack Hatayia, which they did. But Hatayia, being the elven emperor he is, used his extremely persuasive powers to force the free elven people that were present to either move away or to at least not get in his path. Aldain, for example, being made to basically restrain Dairon. And so, yeah, that's where you were left off. As I believe the group was looking for everyone, specifically the Akra and his partner and son. And so, you would find them. Akra and Keren at least are speaking to each other. Oh, is everything okay? Akra says
No.
as he would see you approach.
No.
Oh no, what now?
Alday, can you explain? I'm gonna go see if I can find Oryx.
I'm right here. Oryx waves at the other end of the area.
Oh,
Speaking
good. That
to
makes it easy.
Stathia.
This makes this easier. Not easier that you know what I mean.
Alden explains the situation.
Explain what you just said. You're explaining the situation. No. Imagine.
I don't want to have to, like, we just
Yeah,
had the
I know.
recap.
I know. So as you explain what had just happened, Akra, Stasia, Keren. Well, there's other people present, but I know you specifically wanted them because they are the most prominent people to ask.
Most relevant as well, yeah.
All four of them are going to do separate checks. So, four separate things open. Keren's actually going to be the worst at this because she's the only one present who's not from this plane of existence. So she's actually very much not in the know. But, because you would have mentioned, obviously, that it's about Hatayia, she would at least, seemingly, maybe have some of that. And Stasia was a previous possessor of the Moonblade. So these are Akra's role to start with. This is his Arcana check. This is his history check.
Damn.
Oryx, his history check, and his Arcana. Stasia is going to do an. So, because Stasia was a previous possessor of the Moonblade, he actually gets some bonuses to this.
Which he probably needs.
No, he
Which he
wrote
definitely needs.
worse. Keren.
They're all rolling like dog shit.
Yeah, because they're not built for ints.
Well, one of them is.
Yeah, well, Oryx, that's because he's a fucking dragon, so he cheat.
Where's Turum?
Hello. This Turim, like...
Speaking of int, I am currently in the process of ritual casting Contact Other Planes.
Okay.
Should we all be rolling history and arcana?
So this is because they might have alternative ideas. So
Okay.
Oryx thinks,
Ooh.
well, based on the Moonblade, they generate echoes, from what I know, within the wielder once they die. So obviously Hatayia would have died with his weapon, which is how he's been able to be stored or potentially copied within the Moonblade, if not completely his entire soul within the weapon. I wouldn't know what kind of magic or ritual or whatever would have been done to cause this, however. But at the very least, it sounds like it's different on a fundamental level to the ritual that Eben would have done to Kurogane. What that means, however, is that there's an entirely possible chance that even though it is still different in me, it could still be just as irreversible as what happened with Kurogane. But I don't know. I don't want to make any definitive statements on that. It could in fact be very reversible, and we don't know. Unfortunately, we don't have the Moonblade nor Rua's body to do tests. I'm going purely off speculation. Turim will say, well, having been actually present for one of the Dracolich pieces, you all said you saw...
Did we mention that, like, he is also the thing of Pludral?
Yes, you would have as well. So, I will say, as I continue, Turim will say, so having been to a Dracolich piece thing, you four, you've said in the past that you saw a vision when Rua pulled the Moonblade from the stone. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you recall any similarities to that and the memories and visions you've seen from Dracolich?
Should we roll like an intelligence check for this? 'Cause-
All of you roll intelligence checks. And Seamus, you get to actually flex your new inspiration ability. If you want to.
Yeah, that tracks.
Okay. You mean the Phoenix's inspiration?
So yeah, because it's just part of the overall ability. Now
Oh,
that
that's
you're
right.
level-
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
roll
you
for
can now-
myself. That's right.
Yeah, you can actually do it now.
Ah.
Which actually allows any benefits from Phoenix Inspiration to be applied to you if you use that ability.
Nice. I can inspire myself.
So you roll. What's the roll for your dice?
It's a D10.
You roll a d10 then. I assume Felix isn't present because he's casting a spell.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Dairon and Seamus, it was a very different vibe. The Dracolich pieces, visions, and the things they did felt invasive, whereas it felt like you were more passively receiving what was happening from that time when Rua pulled the Moonblade out. And honestly, now that you think more about it, the person who spoke with Rua before he pulled the Moonblade out, who was asking him questions, very much reminds you of Hatayia in terms of the general energy you got. It doesn't help, however, that with Hatayia being in Rua's body, Hatayia has Rua's face and voice. So it was more so the mannerisms that were coming out to be recognizable to you both. Unfortunately, though, you aren't sure what that necessarily means. And also, because you mentioned Pludral, people are now going to roll religion checks, which is also going to be just as dog shit, I imagine.
Should we also
And I
roll
also
religion?
roll?
So no, I'll be honest.
Okay.
Because they are more in the know about Pludral than you guys would ever be. Not to be thinking at you guys, it's just they have
Oh, yeah.
all. You know, like imagine none of you guys know how planes work, and I'm asking you about plane stuff, and only Dylan could make the roll because he's actually doing flight testing. You know, in this specific instance, as an example.
Amos over off to the side. What's Pludral?
They're cutting your dick off, Dylan.
You should at least know Pludral. I've read an entire book about Pludral.
So this is Karen's roll. It's funny because even though she is a paladin, she is not one of those paladins.
She's an
What's her-
oath paladin, not a religious paladin.
She's a vengeance paladin. She was more all about doing things, not necessarily revering things. Thankfully, Oryx is actually proficient in religion. He got hit with the brain blast. Akira does have an easier time of rolling because he was born on this plane. So, and that was Stasia's roll at the very end.
Well, nope.
So between Oryx and Akira, because they're currently, apart from, well, they're actually both older than Elafukin, for one. So they know more just generally from this world. So Oryx will say, because he's the better at public speaking than Akira is. So for a god to be effectively invisible in such a way that he could be present within River's body, is extremely worrying. In the sense of just that he was able to do it for so long. And if it was in such a state, it's very likely that Hatayia will probably try to bring Pludral back into some sort of physical form. So if we aren't quick with dealing with, if we decide to clash with Hatayia, we will have to deal with one of the strongest gods alive.
Well, that's not concerning at all.
And the problem arises is that if he's working with Hatayia, Hatayia himself was stated to be very powerful. Even if he might not necessarily have the same physical abilities, because he's in a new body, it's very likely it won't take him long to gain back magical abilities. According to myth and legend, Hatayia was the master of all forms of the arcane and magic in general. It said he was a cleric, he had gained the abilities of a warlock, he was a natural spellcaster like a sorcerer, he learned magic fully as like a wizard, and if you gave him an instrument, he could play music to cast magic just like a bard could.
Stealing my whole flow.
All it's apparently the maximum ability possible.
How much of this is just time amplifying his deeds?
Oryx shrugs. None of us were alive back then. I don't know. So out of in-universe, the rough estimation from when Hatayia was alive was at least 10,000 years ago. And again, that's an estimate. There's no, like, definitive... This was when he died.
Right.
Even if there was, a lot of that would be lost to time. Just because of that long ago, you know?
The fog of ages do be really foggy.
As you're speaking, you all actually feel an earthquake.
He did say he was doing that.
What's that?
You want to fight the Tarask?
So, as you're feeling this earthquake, you all look in the direction of the northeast. So it's not from the same place as where the Tarask currently is, but in the far distance to the northeast, you see a tower beginning to rise from the ground. A massive pillar of stone breaking the ground above it, to the point where the tower is so high It's almost as big as the tower, the castle, I should say, that Eben was living in.
Oh, look, he just made the Tower of Babel.
Hatayia comes down and just starts speaking gibberish.
That would be a funny thing.
But the tower is there nonetheless, as you see it in the distance. And yeah, you see it. All of you feel a weird ping of like resonance coming from it. It reminds you of like when Rua would activate his astral self. And as the tower is there, just in the distance again, like, you know, it's just existing now. Oryx then looks to everyone and says, and going on about Plutral, the fact is, though, if Rua was only 24 as of just when his body has been taken, that doesn't account for the time before then, when Plutral had been missing. He's been roughly missing for over 80 years at this point. So where would he have gone before Rua?
Could he have been in hiding? Could he have been, I don't know.
For him to have been in hiding,
Wait. 80 years. How, Stasia, don't mind me asking, how old are you?
when I first came to this plane, I nearly died after dealing with trying to deal with some humans that were attacking some people. It was my first time dealing with the current activity of the war. As I was near death, I was crawling away and found myself washed up in a river. When I came to, I found myself in a forest, the Aster Forest. I crawled and crawled into the temple to find some refuge and collapsed. I heard a voice telling me that if I wanted power to protect myself and to help the people around me, I was to draw a sword. Not only that, but this voice would give me power themselves. I was 17 at the time. I was near death. So I accepted. In exchange, the voice said it would slumber within me until I have my firstborn child. I can all trust you're all coming to the same conclusion I am as I'm describing this.
Yeah.
So,
I'm surprised you did not tell Ruba this story,
Well, there were other.
considering one of the things that the agreement hinged on was the birth of your firstborn son.
I mean, for what it's worth, I genuinely assumed that maybe that voice had become my son. Like maybe he reincarnated within Rua and had memory loss or something like that. I didn't realize that he would still be just existing within Rua, but not surfacing until now, it seems. And honestly, it sounds like, based on your description of what the astral self was doing, he was living within Rua's astral self the entire time.
Well, there you have it. Mystery solved.
If you all remember, in
Good.
Universe,
Resolved.
there was a point when Rua was KO'd by a hag and had his spine broken, and the astral self actually summoned itself to fix it.
Yeah, that was weird in retrospect.
Hawk will actually join in and say, in the time I've seen astral selves, I've never seen some do the stuff Rua does. Never does the astral self detach from the user's body to do independent attacks. Of course, the only time I'd ever seen him do that was when we were fighting the Tarask, so I couldn't exactly bring it up. And out of character, it's also the first time you've seen that happen. He's never wielded a weapon while also using his astral self, so...
Yeah, I feel like Diamond, like at least Diamond would say that.
Unfortunately, the biggest red flag was also the last flag we saw.
Yeah, not even a death flag.
I mean, I was going to mention this later, after we'd recovered, but then obviously the stuff had happened, so it was too late for me to bring it up. And honestly, it's probably good I didn't mention it, because then the astral self might have acted of its own accord. Or rather, Pludral.
Wait,
Like it,
my understanding was not that Pludral was the astral self, it was Hatayia.
Hatayia, so Oryx will say, Hatayia was seemingly stored within the sword. Therefore, while Pludral was within inside Rua, seemingly waiting until he could manifest his astral self, so then Pludral would reside within that. It's just that so far, Rua and the astral self, or rather Pludral, were acting in accord. You know, it was within Pludral's best interest to aid Rua to let him live. Only now, when the astral self would have been absorbed into non-existence, did it decide to act. At least that's what Oryx is saying. He isn't sure if that's the correct assumption to make, but for him that seems to be the most logical one.
My concern, well, I'm sure this. I'm worried that our little boy here like, this has been a manipulation of Hatayia from the very beginning. That Stasia was, in fact, in some way, shape, or form, when he was on death's door, became a vessel of withdrawal.
Hatayia actually nods and says, looking back on it...
Wait, what the fuck?
No, he's agreeing with you.
You said Hatayia.
I meant to say Stasia, sorry. Stasia. Stasia says, yes, that... Sorry, it's because
Hatayia suddenly turns up to join the brainstorm.
It's because they both have ear in the name. But yeah, Stasia says that honestly would make sense. Having Sunrua activate his astral self, it very much reminded me of when I would summon my echoes, and he summons one of his echoes because he can. Stasia can summon two echoes, one of which looks more Eastern dragon in shape with its humanoid appearance, and the other one looks like a Western dragon. Noticeably, as he is summoning these and describing them, I want all four of you to give me a perception check.
Me too.
Well, you aren't there.
Yeah.
So...
I'm back where we...
They all didn't include Felix in the conversation. He's just in a different room.
Well, no, the point was, as soon as Hatayia walked off, I dropped into fucking
Seamus,
ritual.
are you rolling? So, Seamus, you don't notice it, but Aldane and Dairon, as Stasia's beginning to speak, the Eastern dragon-looking echo actually waves at you both, like in your direction. Like it was originally just stood still, but then it started moving and waved at you guys.
Does anyone else see that?
I do. What's going on?
As you say
Seamus
that,
just picking his nose.
as you
Yeah,
say
what?
that,
Oh,
the
sorry.
echo actually goes back to its natural position, stood there.
Okay.
Am I being gaslit? Wait, what's
No,
gaslighting?
you.
And Stassi is beginning to say, so when I summoned these echoes, I would almost always feel like another presence, like an imaginary friend. I just assumed that it was my loneliness projecting onto them, or that it was a natural conclusion of me summoning echoes. But after Rua was born, looking back on it, I noticed that presence was gone. So I wouldn't be surprised if during the time I was active before Rua was born, the echoes were basically housing Pludral within.
I walk up to the Eastern Dragon.
The echo, in the shape of a human, in humanoid shape, but with Eastern Dragon features, just stands there
Menacingly.
as you walk up to it.
Can I touch it?
As you touch it, you feel like it's almost like touching glass, but without the texture of glass. Like it's got a solid shape. It's got a solid body, I should say.
Dairon is, as they're touching it, going to try to commune with Seiryu.
Why do you need me, Dairon? Do you wish to speak about how Pludral will be reborn and the world will probably be forced under a banner of balance? Because that's what will happen if you don't deal with Pludral and Hatayia.
So Pludral is working with Hatayia.
From what I know, they were lovers.
Oh, great. I did not know this. Excellent. Okay. God, this only gets worse. What? Do you sense anything?
From...
This echo?
It seems as if a consciousness is housed within it, but it does not seem to be a menacing one. It seems to be a friendly sort.
Thank you. And then I just say to the echo, who are you?
The echo jolts in shock. It's like, ugh. It doesn't speak, but everyone looks at the echo now, jolting in shock. The echo then just looks at everyone and just blinks away out of existence. Like it vanished, like it just disappears.
Curious.
I do not like that.
Stasia looks at where the echo was and resummons it. And the echo just stands there now, still. Anyway, we need to come up with a
did
plan
we
of
all
action.
know- Question. Did we all know that Pludral and Hatayia were lovers?
We
Jade
we
lifts her hand up.
theorized. We theorized.
In Scribble, Jade says, it was said that at least agreed upon that Hattie and Pludral had a very close relationship, but no one was sure whether they were lovers or not.
They were just roommates.
I just got confirmation from Seiryu that was in fact true.
Oh. I mean, that massively changes textbooks from forever now.
Great, excellent. He also said that if we don't stop now, it's going to be an age of balance under the dictatorial rule of Hatayia and Pludral.
Out of character, I just gotta say, diversity win. The tyrannical overlord bent on world domination is a queer man. Good job for him. For him.
Ugh.
As you're speaking, give me another perception check, Seamus, Dyron, and Aldane. We'll get to your thing very soon, Felix. So
Nope.
Seamus and Dyron, as you're speaking now, the
Seamus
echo
heard the
that-
romance tea, and now he's
The
like, "Oh, I'm
echo-
paying attention now."
The echo that Stasia resummoned starts like dancing. Like he starts
Okay.
like disco dancing.
Okay, who are you?
Like it starts rolling its arms and like doing pelvic thrusts behind.
Just Fortnite
Seamus
dance.
rolls with it and pulls out his lute to play a jig for the thing to dance to.
Seamus, give me an intelligence check.
Ooh. I'm gonna inspire myself right now. I want to pass this check.
D10.
15.
You remember Reficule's familiars. It gives you the same energy as them. Like, especially the bird, the one that could talk and was quite, like, sassy and would mess around. Perhaps, on some level, they still exist?
This guy's still got some of his personality.
He gives you thumbs up, the echo.
Which of Reticule's familiars are you?
Should I do a performance check for my jig, or does it not matter?
It doesn't matter. The
Okay, cool, just for
echo,
flavor.
the echo touches its chin with its index finger, and then seemingly it can't speak. So it does like a gesture for flapping wings with its hands. Then it does
Purpose.
like a clawing motion as if like a beast. But then it also does like big exaggerated stomping.
As this is happening, can I like just take a quick peer around the room?
Yeah, everyone is present.
What's the thought? Like, how is Stasia taking this?
Stasia's just like not happy. Like he's frowning as if like stop doing this. Like I'm trying to think how to describe it. He's looking as if he's seen this like as if this is a new development.
As if this isn't, or as this is?
Like this is a new thing that it started doing. And
It
Stasia
hasn't
draws
Fortnite danced before.
Like this is a new thing. Like so, Stasia draws his sword and destroys his own echo before sheathing his blade. Ever since I became a new whole again, it started doing things. It would start dancing and being an idiot.
Well, I think that's
Aww.
the remains of, well, wherever your...
Reficule and the familiars.
But those come from somewhere too.
Those were fragments of my trauma made manifest.
Right.
Those housed the horrible memories I had from being experimented on by the cult, watching my wife die, and all of that. I decided to keep them along because they'd grown into their own existences and deserved to live. Which is why they live under my echo now. Echoes. Even if they do annoy me.
But this isn't a weird thing to you.
Well, it's weird because it never did this before. It's only because I've become Stasia again. A whole person that they do this now. They never had personalities before.
This isn't a development from the revival of Hatayia.
No.
Okay, see, that's where Darwin was like hoping this was going, but it's
It did this while we were in the land of the dead.
God.
The echo appears again and starts dancing again. And Stasia just destroys it again. I didn't summon you again.
Okay, hold on. Okay, before you start destroying it again, maybe it has something to add.
The echo reappearing a third time just shakes its head at you, Dairon.
Okay,
As if
I'm
to
trying.
imply it's just being silly and contrary.
I'm trying here. All right, I'm looking for anything. Hmm.
Can't...
Okay.
Damn.
Anyway, back to, I guess, the real world.
For now, we still need to rest up, Oryx says. We all rest up and then we all go to the tower. For now, we don't know what's going to happen with the Tarask. If it breaks,
sorry.
if it breaks out of its cocoon while we're gone, I will come back here as soon as possible and try to hold it off as much as I can before any of you can return. Or, who knows what can be done.
From what Hatayia described, or what the usurper described, it did sound like he was going to try and take care of it. Rather, what that actually means, unclear. It could be anything between, taking it on as a pet and taming it, or destroying it, or anything in between. So unclear.
Oryx will then jump in and say, the Tarask can only be permanently dealt with a wish spell after it is killed. I used my wish spell back when it last appeared to destroy it, which means someone was able to do the wish spell to bring it back, seemingly.
Lovely.
So that's another thing we need to deal with later, I think. Whoever resummoned it. Because I think I know who, and I'm really annoyed at them.
So, as you guys continue, Felix.
Yep.
As you are contacting the other plane, I need to check. Can you put the spell description in the chat for me, please?
Yep.
Okay, give me an intelligence save.
That I did not like. I did not like that tip over to a 1. I did not like it at all.
It would have been so fucking funny if you failed and then everyone came back to see you babbling like a madman.
I would have used arcane deflection, frankly.
So, as you do, change the fucking music. It's fine, I don't mind. It's just funny. This one. No. No. God. Here we go. We'll be using this theme, as it's basically becoming the theme of
mysterious things.
Azamar.
Ah, yes. Oh, good. That's good news.
It seems to have taken a shine to you, as you begin to hear the pitter-patter of what sounds like keys being pressed. There's ambient noise, I should say.
Hmm. Okay, first question. Does Rua's soul still exist? Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
Unclear.
Oh, god damn it, that's not good.
Irrelevant. That would have been so fun.
I sort of assumed that was going to be yes.
Are you going? Would you go out for dinner with me tonight? Oh my god, sure, of course.
Can Rua's soul be returned to his body?
Unclear.
Fuck you.
God damn
Fuck
it.
you, fuck you.
Come on, man.
Will 10th level wish to work to bring Rua back? I know what I'm gonna get here. I know what I'm gonna get here.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Ask again later, you
Maybe.
fucking Magic 8 Ball.
This has been very helpful so far.
Actually, it has.
risking my sanity.
Again, as I was saying, because Oryx doesn't know, seemingly the god of the Azamar of magic doesn't know. So
What is Hatayia's weakness?
his existence as a mortal.
So effectively, he dies when he dies when he's killed. Great. Okay.
People die when they're killed, Bill.
Yeah, I know they do. I know they do.
Kill Mill.
Where is Pludral?
Within Hatayia's body, ready to be incarnated in physical form.
Okay. That's not the worst bit of information. Okay. 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 Okay.
You begin to feel the pull as it drags you deeper in.
Oh, we're doing this again. Good. Good.
You
Okay.
need to give me another intelligence save.
In case he needs it, should I do a little bardic
No,
inspiration?
it's fine.
You
It's
are-
fine. Don't
you
worry
are-
about it.
You aren't there. This is happening concurrently.
Mm.
Assuming it's the same. It's the same DC. It's fine. That's just the lowest that I could have rolled.
You could have matched. Yeah, you could have rolled a nat 4 and that still would have
Yeah,
worked.
I could have, but you know, second lowest then. Still not great. Still not a comfortable number.
I need to check something because I do not remember what I did for something.
Don't worry about it.
It's a specific thing that I did, and I've forgotten how that I did it. Okay, so it's not on this page, that's fine. On this page.
Are you looking for the previous times I used contact with the planes in the chat?
Perchance.
Because I can send that to you, because I was checking.
That would be lovely, thank you.
So I can screenshot it and send it to you. Do it in the general chat. So that was the last time, and
Oh, thank you.
the time before. Yeah, as I said, I was checking that throughout the entire conversation, going, I don't remember exactly what I've asked.
There we go. So,
Damn, I ain't reading all that.
Average JJK reader.
Mm.
Average Hunter reader.
I was about to make that exact joke.
Yeah, it's basically a textbook once you get to the Dark Continent.
This platform is unsure if RE/4.13 is able to have his existence rewrote over his original body.
What was the number originally given to Rua?
It was that one. I did the wrong one where it was 3.14 by accident.
Because pi, yes.
By the way, guys, I hope you all had the same thought I did at the end of the most recent One Piece chapter, which is, what the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
I mean, I can't say I had that exact thought because, you know, I don't associate Kobe Bryant with confusion.
I only do because of that one ad where it's like Kanye West and Kobe Bryant, and Kobe Bryant's like, "Are you a different animal but the same beast?"
I mean, I could say what I associate him with, but
Let's not go there.
Helicopter crashes.
no, I mean, it's... Anyway.
Let's not go there.
Is that the correct one? Yes.
Oh wow, there's a sale for everyone's favorite gaming company on Steam right now.
Blue Point?
Ubisoft.
Oh, the goat.
I mean, Ubisoft was my first thought, but my second thought was, do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Narrows it down, yeah.
Yeah, the other ones I was thinking of, say were, it's not EA or Activision Blizzard.
Mm.
What was that number again? So it was... Okay. HP/5.42 has effectively rewrote over RE/4.13's existence. It is a fundamentally different process compared to what KD/7.64 had happened.
What the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
It's a different experience.
Okay.
KD means Kuro Drake. 7.64 comes from the hexadecimal for aquamarine.
Wild.
Because the hexadecimal generally for aquamarine is this. Put it in the chats. F is the 6th letter in the alphabet, so that's why I went with 7.64.
Makes sense.
5.42 comes from the hexadecimal for platinum.
And HP is Hatayia Plural, I imagine.
Thank you. You're the go.
We might actually need to start going to other planes to start getting power or questions asked answered.
Conclusion. This platform, nor my progenitor, has any way of predicting what will happen from this point onwards. Future calculations cannot be done with any reliability.
Okay.
And with that, you are brought back to the real world, Felix.
Okay. Where did everybody go?
If you would like to reuse the previous song we were using, Felix, Mill, the Magic Forest.
Mhm.
So you don't see anyone nearby, but you quickly hear the sources of the noise, and you find everyone talking elsewhere.
Okay. A little rude to leave me behind, but okay. I'm gonna.
Did you contact another plane?
Yep. Got the same fella as last couple of times. It was not as useful as I would have liked. Mostly a case of unclear.
It doesn't say that. I'm just like, fuck you. Imagine.
So,
Shut your goofy ass
more
up.
or less helpful than being given a wet towel when you need to dry off.
I would say more useful than that because information was given, but it's a case of I don't know what to do with that information. It is unclear whether Rua's soul exists and if it can be returned to his body. 10th level wish might work. And Hatay's weakness is apparently his existence as immortal, which, means he can die, which, great. He's mortal.
Well, people do die when they are killed.
Yeah, shut up. Can confirm Plural is within Hatay's body.
Okay, that's good to know. Nice confirmation.
On the downside, doesn't seem like the god of magic or his Asmar has any idea what the fuck's going to happen from here. It's also a different process compared to what happened to Kuro.
Also helpful to know.
So, on the
hearing
bright
mention
side,
of that,
we have the chance to make
actually-
history with a totally new process.
Oryx actually thinks to himself, yeah, it's... The only thing I can surmise is that if we could get Stasia to regain the Moonblade, considering that he was at one point chosen by it, perhaps he could do something with the Moonblade to maybe rewrite over Hatayia with Rua again.
So flip the Matrix and reconvert it. Gotcha.
It would depend.
I'm just talking out my ass. I have no idea what I'm saying.
So Oryx says, if Felix did share the words of the Azamar verbatim,
I would say
he would.
effectively rewrote over his existence. Yes.
Think of it like this: Felix wrote a book. I take every instance of his name and replace it with myself. What would then have to happen is that Felix or someone else would have to take every instance that I have replaced Felix with Felix again. It is entirely possible that even if we can pull this off, if it is even possible, Rua might not be the same person he ever was. It could even be that a blend of Rua and Hatayia exist. Best case scenario, we get Rua back in full. Worst case scenario, nothing happens. Otherwise, someone with the volatility of Rua's personality, with the power of Hatayia, could come into being.
Ugh.
And that's if Plural doesn't intervene.
That's, I think, if Pludral gains physical form. I'm not sure how much he can actually influence right now.
But if he's still within the body of Rua, we might have to let him incarnate.
Then we have a different problem altogether at that point.
Then we're fighting one of the strongest gods alive. Well, ever, I should say.
So we basically either have to. So our options at the moment are trying a magical thing that is that we have no idea if it'll work, or letting one of the most powerful entities in existence manifest into a separate body and then try to jump him.
Yes, honestly.
Isn't Pludral
I
supposed
prefer
to
option
be?
2.
Isn't Pludral supposed to be a good god? Like,
I mean, technically he would be. Well, they, because Pludral is actually they out of character. They. It's not even me correcting you. I forgot myself. Pludral would be dealing with the Tarask and bringing the world under a unified banner. Pludral doesn't necessarily act within the means of good or evil. Pludral intends to be balanced. If Pludral's actions happen to be good aligned in that moment, then Pludral could be considered a good god. Pludral is a benevolent god. However, Pludral is also a firm hand.
Yeah, Pludral is acting within their divine domain.
In comparison to Pludral, Pludral's sister, the god of metallic dragons, is the god of order, and she is an actually truly evil god.
You fools! You've disrupted the natural order!
Okay, Billy.
It's not Billy, it's the Raven.
I forgot. Who actually said
Still, Pludral is technically not an evil god, but Pludral is not necessarily good, especially if Hatayia is intending to rule over the entire planet.
well, then, could we convince Pludral that Hatayia's fucking superiority stuff is bad for balance and will result in an unbalanced world?
But it would be a rule over the world where Hatayia and Pludral could make the new balance.
I don't think gambling on being able to induce a lover's quarrel is the best idea.
Lover's quarrel, what?
Pludral is... Let's say that Hatayia...
Oh yeah, Pludral and Hatayia are lovers, apparently.
Let's say that Pludral and Hatayia have both been gone for 10,000 years. They've been waiting 10,000 years to be reunited. I don't think that level of devotion could cause a schism between the two.
Imagine how good that reunion sex is going to be.
I'd rather not, especially since
That would be
Hatayia is piloting our friend's body right now. It's a bit weird to imagine.
Sorry. Remember, Bard, can't help my mind but going there.
Even Jade is like, you fucking weirdo. Just like...
Here's the other thing. When I last talked to the Azamar of Magic, they implied that even just telling me some stuff about the Tarask that was outside of the questions that I asked was overstepping their authority, their means. Like,
Oryx will then say, gods are not supposed to be intervening to such a degree. It's already been repeatedly overstepping its boundaries. It's entirely possible that by the time this is all said and done, there will be a new Azamar of Magic.
I am sorry for him, them, whatever, but it. But what does that mean for Pludral? Or is it only is it a rule for some gods and not others?
So Pludral is not incarnated yet. Therefore, Pludral is not actively intervening in such a way that it can be considered that it would make sense. other gods cannot really challenge it because they haven't known where it has been the entire time. Gods are also very prideful, so to admit that the god of balance has been basically under their noses for many, many years would be very embarrassing. The only time they would likely do anything is after Pludral has say, potentially dealt with the Tarask. But even then, Pludral has been consistently considered one of the most powerful gods in terms of strength. The concept of balance is an unnatural yet natural concept at the same time. What we consider balance isn't the same as balance in the truest sense. But because Pludral is also so powerful, it is very hard and very to basically throw themselves into the fire to say or do anything. It would very likely take the three gods of this planet, Gwael, Uraid, and why am I already forgetting the other god? The god of the earth, to intervene physically. And at that point, it would be an all-out war across the gods.
Which I imagine we don't want because we're going to be bugs that get squished in that sense.
It would basically mean that the Tarask would honestly be the most preferable option.
Right.
Fuck, two would be more pleasant.
Great.
So there are no good options here. Just some options are bad in different ways.
Yes.
Question. When I was like having a communion with Siriu,
Lurth,
what was
that was it.
What?
No, I was just saying Lurth is the god of the land.
Oh. When I was talking to Siriu, did I get a sense of like what was the tone in that? Defeat? Almost?
Just weariness.
I will kind of hint. I will say that too.
I mean, mortals can do whatever they want. As long as we aren't stepping into the realms of gods, gods won't really bother. They might send a champion or an Azamar or some other person of their authority, but that is the most they would otherwise do. It's... The problem would be, is we don't... How would I describe it? I don't think the world, this planet, has ever seen a god incarnate, potentially incarnate, in such a manner. No one can truly predict what will happen. The only thing that I can surmise is that the energy and resources to form a new body for a god would be incalculable.
Will they perhaps be likely to use the Tarask as fuel for this?
Or it shrugs. I mean, Hatayia was seemingly able to summon that big fuck-off tower. Maybe something within the tower is enough.
We want to try and go to the tower?
We're going to have to deal with Hatayia, which means we're going to have to go to the tower.
I meant now, not
Yeah, I know.
in the future. Okay, that's our next step then. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, we have to do this, right? Like,
We do.
Yeah.
like we can only. Can I? Akira has been like weirdly quiet during this whole moment.
He's just been letting Oryx speak because Oryx is a better speaker and knows magic better than Akra does.
So this isn't Akra's not like Akra hasn't interjected because
He just doesn't have anything to offer.
not a sense of like he's upset about this.
I mean, he's upset, and so's Kerin,
Right.
and so's Stasia. Like, everyone's upset, but like Akra just doesn't not have anything to offer the conversation right now.
Right. That's kind of what I meant. It's just like what's happening.
Akra, is
Something
there
wrong,
any
Dairon?
is there any additional like time or training you can give us?
I mean, there's always training we can do. It's just we do not know how soon whatever is going on with that tower could be going on. It could be that in the next 15 minutes something happens. While that demi-plane I have can allow us to do training and or resting, there's only so much training we can do with each other before it just becomes wasted. You're already some of the strongest people on this planet already. Scary, I know to say, but
Yeah.
the only thing I would really suggest with the demi-plane that I have is to rest and then we go.
Then I agree with Akra. We have to go. Like there's no.
The problem is, as well, as Akra points to the north, the Tarask could could awaken. Like, we really do not know what is going to happen. The immediate problem right now is Hatayia's tower, because yes, while it might deal with the Tarask, if a fully incarnated god, one of the strongest gods in existence, is around, it is very likely that we cannot do anything to it. We could probably... Best case scenario, we somehow beat it, but then we are too tired for the Tarask. Or, well no, we're very tired, maybe we can then deal with the Tarask, but then we have killed a god, which... I could not imagine that going very well for us. Especially because people, as he points to himself, Oryx, Stasia, and Kerin, the four of us would cause too many problems by being there. At that point, gods might intervene to basically use it as proof that people
Mortals
should not be as strong. Yes, that mortals should not be as strong as we are.
Maybe we can do something to persuade one or several of the gods to smite a weakened one or both of them.
No, that opens up a lot.
Torrent actually holds up his hand. I actually still have my divine intervention from being a cleric.
At this point, though, we are the only ones who can probably intervene in a direct way.
I mean, so Torrent actually gets involved because he is a cleric now, as if he hasn't been. So, to be completely honest, and he's actually dropping the accent. In my honest opinion, as a long-time devotee to the god of romance, you four, as he points to the main group from the party, the actual players, you guys have been directly blessed and been given equipment from gods themselves, one of which is the three major gods of this world, Gwild.
In which case, it won't be seen as mortals rising too far above their station if we do something.
Yes.
Does that then put Whale and all of them in a weird position?
It's already very likely has been, and they've still done what they've done knowing that.
Hence explain. Okay.
There is no good solution here.
No, there isn't. But my thought and this might be a dumb thought, is we were picked for a reason, not out of the, like, is this partially what Whale and the others were thinking of as kind of their contingency plan?
I don't think anyone could have predicted. Again, this is still Torrent talking. I don't think anyone could have predicted that the ancient elven emperor of the planet and the god of balance would suddenly resurface in this capacity. I think they were only doing it because of the Tarask.
This is just a nice benefit.
This is just... Everything is just off the seat of the pants. Whatever we do, there's going to be complications. Because even after all this is said and done, we still have humans as a people to potentially reintegrate into society.
That's going to be a tricky thing as well. The conflict against humans might have started and mostly ended several decades ago, but there are a lot of people around for whom that was pretty recent in their memory.
Mostly just elves. I mean, elves, dwarves, tritons.
Horde is primarily run by elves, is it not?
And a dragon.
Guy will say. So in a census we did, a year before
all this,
before anything happened, before the ambassadors were taken, elves comprised about 28% of the population of Centralis.
Huh, I thought it was closer to 35%.
He shakes his head.
Well, math isn't my best subject.
That's full-blooded elves.
Ah, hence my confusion.
Half-elves is different, because half-elves generally only live till about 100, if not 150 at most.
Sounds about right.
But most of those would still be very, very old, if not dead and or senile. Tritons, meanwhile, are very uncommon in the continents, to my knowledge. But still, some exist. And there are some other long-lived races that live beyond a century. But there's still the deep-seated stigma from humans.
The war was still within living memory, so...
I mean, and Hawk interjects because he is a human. I mean, I'm one of the few humans around that wasn't part of the cult. And even then I was adopted by non-human parents, and I still had my fair share of problems.
And Flora is a human, but her family has been tied to the cult for a while.
From what my mum said, our grandparents were members of the cults, but they ran away to basically give who were my mum and my dad the freedom to live without the cult.
In other words, we can possibly find humans who don't have a direct connection to the cult within their own lifetimes, but they're going to be a lot rarer than those that do.
Albert then says, according to censuses within the cult, about at least 90% of humans on this continent are within the cult or tied to the cult.
Doesn't surprise me. I was expecting somewhere in the 90 to 95% range.
The cult did a very good job of tying the identity of humans as a people to the cult. So that's
we're going to have to do a lot of deprogramming once we get the chance.
Yes. I mean,
these are.
I intend to serve a sentence along with some of the other people I know.
Can I step in here?
Go ahead, Daron.
this is great. We can have these discussions at a later date.
Very true.
It is not the
Like-
most pressing thing that we have going on, yeah.
We are getting off topic of the fact that our friend just got inhabited by a god and that evil came from 10,000 years ago.
Akra activates the medallion that houses the demiplane. Let's all have a rest, and then we'll go as soon as possible. Here's the music, by the way, Mel. Once we all rest up, we leave as soon as possible to the northwest.
I was just thinking we go now. At least
We're all
before
very
this.
drained.
Didn't we have a long rest?
No.
No.
Oh, I already raised my health. Sorry. Oops.
Well, you're going to have a long rest now, so it doesn't matter.
Sorry. I had assumed we had had a long rest.
Nope. And so, as you now have a long rest, Ayo, cheers.
Oh, sorry, I was crackling up in sparkling water.
You all have your
Cracking
long
open a cold.
You all leave the demiplane after having slept. Gulivai, because he is still present, says, "I'm going to keep an eye on the Tarask, and I will fly back as soon as I will do a signal with ice breath to let you know if it is about to awaken or not.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
I will help him as well," Olafikin states. "Even though I'm merely an adult dragon, having more people to hold it off if need be is the best outcome."
Yes.
The two of you, please stay safe.
Don't do anything stupid or unnecessarily risky.
We're dragons. We're more durable than you guys are. We are still mortals, but we're more than just,
Right.
Of
just
course.
separating these groups away, because the Slayers take are not with you guys.
Where are
Nope.
They're at Centralis still. They've been keeping an eye on if the Tarask would, attack. Actually, so's Ernest, I forgot. And Leon. There we go. So, as you guys leave to make your way to the, this tower, you see already in the as you're approaching, a surprisingly sizable number of soldiers stood by the tower. For those who have really good perceptive ability, like Dairon, they are not wearing armor or equipment that you recognize.
I don't like this.
Can I use a charge of my Wand of Magic Detection?
Yeah.
And get a look at these guys. Are they real people? Are they summoned by magic?
Oh, that's just detect magic.
Yeah, it's just detect magic.
You're not that close to him to be able to do that. They're over a couple hundred feet in the distance at least.
All right.
You are not shoulder to shoulder with them. They are standing as a force to stop people from getting in. It looks like. Akra says, I, Karen, and Oryx will stay to deal with these. You all go on ahead. This way it also gets us out of the way, so that gods don't get any ideas about how strong mortals are. Oryx already turns into an ancient gold dragon and begins to fly over, breathing fire at a large swath of people. You see many arrows being shot in his direction. But thankfully, Oryx is built different because he's an ancient gold dragon, so a lot of them just don't even do anything to him. Akira, with his Sunblade activated and Karen with her Frost brand brandished, begins to make the charge ahead to draw some people away from you guys. Yeah.
Forward into the unknown.
I assume you all make your way to the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Alright then. So, as your still very large group of people, song. No, it's not. As you guys make your way through this tower, we're going to change the music to this for now. So at the tower is some very huge, seemingly ancient dragon-sized double doors. I need all of you to give me strength checks.
Oh boy. Just vanilla strength, not athletics, not saving throws.
Nope.
Damn.
So this is from Prody. This is from Guy.
No one is rolling well right now.
This is Jade.
Except for Jade.
This is Tristina. This is Albert. This is Tora. Let me see. Here is Hawk.
Hey, don't forget to roll strength.
Here's Drick. Yeah, Dylan, you need to roll.
Damn.
Here is Torrent. And here is
Seamus
Hyatera.
actually has strength. It's crazy.
This door is impossibly heavy. But with your combined strength, as the only people who didn't actually contribute was Flora, who's a child, Turim, and Layla, the door eventually groans open. Inside, you walk in, or run in perhaps. The door's already closed behind you.
Hey,
Inside,
Figures.
this area is almost impossibly tall. Like, the ceiling is so high, it's at least a few hundred meters. This inside of this tower and the outside, because I never really mentioned it, is ornate, beautifully carved, crafted, hewn from the most gorgeous and highest quality of stone itself. Like, you know how it took multiple years for stuff like the frescoes to be painted?
Mm-hmm.
It's like this, but in stone tower form. Like, it's beautiful in terms of the architecture. But unfortunately, you can't marvel at ancient elven craftsmanship right now. You're on a mission. And inside this impossibly large room are 3 elves in what look like extremely ornate armor. Notably, all 3 of them have rings on their hands, each of them wearing gauntlets as well. On the rings are stones. Each one of the stones is a different color. The largest of the three, an almost hunk of a man, similar to like Tora or Aldane in build. He is clad in full armor with a tower shield and what looks like a pike spear. One of them is a woman who looks more like a duelist in build, similar to people like Dairon or Tristina. She has a very beautiful looking rapier and a buckler shield on her other hand. The third one, who is a rather scrawny looking male, similar to Seamus really, or Felix in build. He is clad in very beautiful looking robes. All three of these people, as I said, have rings on their fingers. The largest one, this knight of sorts, begins to smile and just says, "So you've come. Makes sense. From what Hatayia said, it appears that you wouldn't let anything just go and happen without your want. It's a pleasure to meet people who could what's it called? It's a pleasure to meet people who could handle the Tarask. You are all warriors of great repute. But for now, however, your path is stopped by us. All three of these people hold their ringed hands aloft above their heads. The jewels on the rings glow, and in an instant you see what looks like spirits from past soldiers of sorts hovering behind them. Their eyes of the people who've summoned these spirits glow to match the colour of the spirits and the gems on their rings. The moment they summon these spirits from their rings, they seem to be immediately more stronger. As if these spirits are enhancing their abilities. If you wish to get past, you will need to deal with us. And with our spirit rings, I don't think that will be very easy for any of you.
Likely not.
You hear a loud sigh from Albert as he takes a few steps forward. I will deal with some of you. With his sword of sharpness drawn, I need an excuse to cut things up to pieces. The Tarask wasn't enough, and I didn't get to fight it as long as I would have liked. And I still have yet to make my full atonement. He looks to you guys, the main party, and say, "Do you mind if I deal with these while you go on ahead?"
Not at
Go for it.
all.
Absolutely go for it.
Well, you don't have to be so willing to let me throw myself away. I'm joking. Hayato takes a few steps and stands by Albert. Your swordsmanship, Albert, is very impressive, and I wish to see it up close. It's very rare I get to see people who can wield a weapon as easily as you can. And Tora actually takes some steps forward as he cracks his knuckles. I don't like the look of that big and stupid one. He looks big and stupid. And I want to crack the armor open like an egg. Don't forget what I said though, Kyodai. He looks to you, Aldane. If something does happen to me, you and Oriana need to look after each other.
You don't need to remind me. I already know.
I'll remind you as many times as it takes, if need be.
Very well. I'll just tell you this. Don't die.
And so, as they stay behind to let you go ahead, your party is beginning to dwindle quickly. As you continue further in this tower, moving past the 3 soldiers, the one clad in full armor attempts to stop you, swinging his pike in the direction of you. However, Albert stands in between him and you guys. Your quarry is me. Now prepare to die. And so, you move on ahead. In the next... So as you continue through this tower, you find yourselves going up some spiraling staircases. As you maneuver through this tower, many, many steps are there to meet you. As you climb these steps, you're almost already feeling tired from how vast this building is. Eventually, however, you come to another room. Instead of people, it's... how would I describe it? In the center of this room is a very large, grandiose tree. Lush emerald green leaves along the ends of these branches. Roots that dig deep into the tower. The actual bark of the tree seems almost impossibly hard to penetrate, even more so than armor.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
You've missed Albert, Hayato, and Tora staying behind to hold off some people. These 3 elves had these rings that let them summon spirits that have made them stronger. You haven't fought them, so you don't know exactly what it's done for them. But 3 of your friends have chosen to, well, 2 friends and at least 1 ally have chosen to stay behind.
Which one's the ally?
Well, all 3 of them are those kinds of allies, but, I mean, depends on if you consider Albert a friend or not.
I feel like at this point, Albert's the closest thing we've got to a friend on the inside of the cult.
Fair.
I'm not gonna lie, that's just how I view
He's a bad guy, but that does not mean he's a bad guy.
So,
kind of, yeah.
in this room, with this impossibly large and grand tree, branches suddenly extend to attack you guys. Flora, being a druid, already summons her tree ant to block the attacks. The tree begins to crack and break as you see a face form in its appearance. The face almost gives you a similar impression of like a carved pumpkin. Only this one intends to harm rather than, you know, be hollowed out to have a candle put in it. And so, Flora then says, if it's a tree, I should probably deal with it. I am a druid after all. At this point, Turim says, with my magic, it'd probably help if I can burn this tree down. And then Brody says, and you'll need someone who's durable enough to take some hits, and I also have some magic myself. So it only helps if I can stay behind to help. You don't mind us staying behind, do you? I mean, well, you have no choice, do you?
Don't like it, but it's going to happen apparently.
As you make your way ahead, leaving behind more people, You continue up the tower. Again, more impossibly dense number of stairs up this tower. And again, yet another grand, large room. Only in this room, there appears to be what looks like coffins, all lining this room.
Lovely.
Dairon and Seamus, give me perception checks as you try to give a rough count.
Okay. Numbers are not Seamus' strong suit.
That was Stasia's roll.
Perception.
Between you, Dairon, and Stasia, you count about 50 coffins in this room. All of which open up, and you see, because these are above you as well, these coffins. You hear the loud sound of these lids fall to the ground, crashing and breaking on impact. And yet the beautiful polished floor beneath your feet does not seem to be blemished from these coffins breaking against the ground. Multiple elves all fall from these coffins, suddenly adorned with wings made of beautiful energy. Each of them seemingly carrying their own ring, similar to the three that were at the ground floor of this tower.
What are these things? Rings of power?
It seems that way, Guy says. If we can kill one of them, maybe we can replicate these rings. Although for now, we'll need people who can deal with large swaths of people. Like me.
And undead, so... Paladin!
We don't have it. I don't know if they're undead. They might have just been resting in these coffins.
Fair point.
Torrance will say, and I'll stay behind with Guy. I have some good, proper mint magic myself. He says as he's now started getting back into the accents.
Good to have you back.
Yeah,
I've always
I'm
been
I'm still mad you guys didn't let me try it. It would have only been a few lines.
Hawk then steps forward. I'll help as well. I can climb and move up the walls, so I'll be able to jump and grab onto these from the air. And as you make your way in, having to watch more of your allies giving themselves up for this, eventually you come into a room where, after more climbing this tower, you see that in this room, most of the floor is actually not around. As you look around, there's many, many pits that seemingly drop into a large abyss.
Lovely.
But you see many what looks like buttons, or at least latches. You see levers. You see things that can be used to activate, It seems to be a room for people who can maneuver through very well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why Layla, with a sigh, I guess I will offer my services here. I didn't really get to do much with the terrace, so I might as well make myself useful. Drick, playing with his dragon tooth knife. I also have some experience climbing and I have a few tools on me. Tristina, then, and I have some teleportation spells that I can use to help us, so it won't be too much of a problem for us. So at this point, you actually can't get ahead. You have to watch these three maneuvering through the tower. And at one point, all three of these people need to make acrobatics checks. This is Layla's. This is... Oh my god, I realized the problem I just did with Drake. I accidentally gave him 118 dex.
Ah,
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
Hilarious.
I was like, why does he have a plus 58 to acrobatics?
Is that even possible in D&D?
It would have.
No.
So it would have also given him a 66 AC.
Nobody is hitting him ever. Damn.
So no, he has a 18 dex, and then Tristina's. So you watch as Tristina.
Can I use inspiration on Tristina?
She's already made the roll.
Okay.
So she falls into one of these pits, and then Misty steps back onto terrain. That was scary.
You okay?
No, I nearly. Well, I don't know what would have happened, but I don't want to know. As the
Yeah,
three-
probably best not to find out.
As the three wily members of this merry band do their thing, you watch as, with magic, Flora appears in front of you to progress.
I don't.
As the
Question. Out of character. Was this brought up that like he's separating us off from our compatriots?
what do you mean?
Like, obviously we're getting separated. Is this a?
Are you asking like if it's a purposeful separation
Yes.
or if that's just kind of how it's turning out?
I just don't want this many characters to fight a boss.
No, I understand that. However, like in character,
Yeah, like they're staying behind so that you guys can get ahead, so you aren't wasting your time.
Or
Right.
spell slots?
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I figured as much. Out of character, what was the thought process behind the ones we wound up keeping with us for the boss room?
You'll wait. Who says you're at the boss room yet?
God damn it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
again, do you remember Tales of Symphonia?
yeah.
This is
This
like
is that okay.
it's that set piece.
Oh.
So as
Man, I
As
really
you're
wish
re-
I understood that reference.
as you continue through this tower, climbing up and up and up, you find yourselves in a room, and in this room, you see the next part that you have to advance to. And you begin to watch as it begins to close. Similar to the pyramid way back when you were dealing with the Dracolich pieces, it's beginning to lower from above to the floor. As you run and dash to make your way over, vines and bramble and branches begin to burst from the ground, seemingly from the tree that was from earlier. I need you all to give me acrobatics or athletics checks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with athletics because my acrobatics is shit.
I'm the
What?
opposite. My acrobatics is much better than my athletic.
This
Well,
is
athletics is the one I
Shastia.
have proficiency in, so that's the one I'm picking.
Can I
This
guidance
is
myself?
Oh, someone rolled a nat 1.
Jade.
No!
That's funny.
So, you watch as Jade gets grabbed by the vines, and she's being dragged away.
Can we do anything to help her?
If you want to stop, but you'll have to do another set of rolls if you want to help her out.
I am fine with that.
Fair.
So Stasia summons his two echoes to basically help anyone who fails this.
What a guy.
So that's Stasia's roll. So if anyone wants to make a new set of rolls,
Hey!
Oh, we need to do more?
yeah, if you want to save Jade.
Oh,
So
damn.
with the echoes to help you, you all free Jade from the brambles that were about to basically pull her away from being able to help you guys. As you continue, you now need to make a third set. This is Stasia. This is Jade. Who hasn't rolled yet? Jack. So you all make your way through these brambles that are getting more and more and more impossible to get through. Thankfully, because of how fast Stasia is, he's just clearing these through, summoning a energy sword made of fire to go over the one sword he already has. He's cutting through these like he's a fucking, like, buzzsaw.
I like to think Seamus is just like tap dancing his way through with how good he's been rolling.
I mean, you guys would be like having to use your abilities to get through. Like, I imagine Seamus is using his Eldritch Blast to like blast some of the stuff away, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I need one more set of rolls as you get to the door, as it's getting ready to be too low to like. You'd have to make a roll to even get through this door. That's Stasia. He has way more movement than you guys, though, so he actually has a much easier time of passing these checks. Like, his DC is vastly easier than you guys.
God damn it!
So as you make your way to the door, Jade actually yells at you, Aldane, to catch. She tosses her great axe to you. Use it to keep the door open.
Aldane will do that. Athletics check, I assume?
You just put the door to basically wedge it. So as it's coming down, the axe is staying there to keep it in place, like the door from coming down. You need to go on ahead. If you waste any more time, you won't be able to save Rua. You know we can't afford to stay behind and waste time.
You're right. We need to keep going.
Damn it.
Keep moving forward.
I don't like the doctor all day, but we have to.
As you do, as you leave Jade behind, it's only the 5 of you. The 4 of you plus Stasia. As you run up this tower, this annoying tower at this point, you eventually find yourselves in a throne room. Let me change the map. A very large throne room with a very familiar person sat at the other end of this room. You see stained glass on these windows, depicting various people, most of which seem to be Hatayia, looking in positions of, what's the way to describe it?
Authority?
Yes. You see a platinum-colored dragon prominently in a lot of this imagery as well. And it's... how to describe it? It's quite eerie, almost. Because... how would I describe it? It's very... he's... so in this imagery, it's not necessarily that he's like looking down on anyone, but you get the impression that there's very little so in a lot of the imagery, it's showing him trying to uplift people, but anyone who isn't himself or Pludral is very much a background character in the imagery in these stained glass windows. It's almost like he's put himself in a very deliberately lonely position. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And as Hatayia sits there at his throne room, he You notice the so the actual part of his right arm that Rua would use to mount his artificial arms on is still there, but the actual arm he had previously is gone, as if he's like maybe tossed it away or put it away. And he looks to you all. You actually made it through the tower faster than I expected. How commendable of you. Have you considered perhaps working with me? If we work together, we could bring about an era of peace.
You know, that'd be
Well-
great and all, but first, we'd like you to give our friend his body back.
Unfortunately, Rua Everay and I are mutually exclusive existences.
Right, give him back.
I wish I could, but unfortunately,
Then
If I-
die. I don't care. Die. Give him back.
he smiles at you, Dairon. Eyes slightly narrowed, not as if he's looking at you with derision, but more just appreciating someone talking back to him. I can understand why you would be upset, but I would ask that you see the bigger picture.
Fuck
Here's
your
the-
bigger picture and
Here's
give
the
me my
new-
friend back.
Here's the new music we're using, by the way, Mel. For now.
In this case, it's hard to say that the ends justify the means.
Have you not had to sacrifice people just to get here right now?
The thing is, those people made the sacrifice willingly. They did not have that forced
shows
upon
that.
them without their knowledge or consent.
Alright.
Consent's important, by the way.
Felixus Ferrus, if I asked you to give me your body now, so that I could incarnate within it, to bring about the era that I envision that would make the world better, would you do it?
No.
Seamus Osaki, if I asked you to give me your body to let me incarnate within it, would you do so?
Fuck no, you had your time, and that was millennia ago.
Aldane Cyanadel.
Well, if you gave me a very detailed plan, explain me how. I'm just kidding. Fuck no.
Well then, I might as well tell you while we're still on somewhat cordial speaking terms. Had you never considered why? Let me ask this as a better question. How aware are you of how deep the efforts to bring me back go?
Not at all. Don't really care all that much, being honest.
Would you care if I told you that every full-blooded elf within their body has a tiny bit of an order within there?
Sounds pretty
Felix?
fucked up, actually.
I did not do it. If I was still around when the order was made, I would have not done so. I do not believe in forced breeding. But my contemporaries saw it fit to implant subliminal messaging within every full-blooded elf to procreate with other different types of full-blooded elves to create a diverse body.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Eugenics much?
Stasia, bearing in mind he's half of two different kinds of elves. Does that mean that also affected me? And Hatayia actually shakes his head. given that your mother was from a different plane of existence, it would have been impossible to pass down that as a genetic feature. However, there is a non-zero chance your partner, Rua's mother, had that implant within her. And you see Stasia visibly, look upset.
This is all well and good, but this isn't exactly convincing us of the morality of your New World Order.
What if I told you my New World Order would be to make sure nothing like that would ever happen again?
Well, that'd be a nice start, but I do think you'd have
You
to.
convinced us of this beforehand.
I would build a New World Order walking forward, walking ahead, while still making sure to look back at the atrocities and sacrifices made so that they are not repeated again.
You know,
cannot-
it would have been really nice if you'd actually, tried selling us on this before you body jacked our friend.
I had no choice. I had no means of communicating to the outside world until now. My existence was effectively in hibernation until Pludral, taking advantage of what was going on, used the opportunity to rouse me from my slumber.
Okay.
I intend to have very long talks with my partner about what they did.
Great. A strongly worded letter.
That always accomplishes so much, as you know.
It wouldn't be a strongly worded, it would be strong words with my partner.
Again, strongly worded letters do not bring back our friend. Nor do I trust that you'll give up his body once you're done.
I have no way to give up the body. His mind has been overwritten. His body has been made mine. And there is no heart or soul of his remaining. Everything that was Rua Everett has become Hatayia. In the future I intend to bring about, I would make sure that the name Rua Everett is remembered by every being on this planet for what he has done.
What he did not have a choice in.
Yes, you're exactly right. He didn't have a choice. Which is why I would be making sure to commemorate him.
That does so much for him.
If
I
you will
mean,
not
so much.
if you will not stand by or work with me, there is only one other thing I can do. And you watch as he takes his left hand into a slightly clenched fist and holds it to his chest. And if you can cut the music now. As he chants the following words. My love is unconditional. My generosity is boundless. My will is resolute. My glory is everlasting. And the entire area flashes in a platinum light. And when your vision comes to, nothing's changed. But as you look around, Hatayia, with the moonblade in hand, says, a testament, a legacy, terrain creation. And that is where we're going to end the session for today.
Oh boy, a domain expansion. That's fun.
And yes, that's where we're going to end the session.
Fun.
As the boss fights with Stasia with Hatayia, will occur. Stasia, oh my god, imagine.
Stasia is the true enemy here.
God,
Well, I mean,
but that
Stasia
would be
is
so
fighting with us, right?
fucked. That would
Yes,
be
he
so
is.
fucked up. As if it's just like, no, elves within his domain are under his control.
I mean,
Well,
you'd be
Well,
screwed.
you do say
Gan.
that. I'll be right back, however, 1 second.
Well,
Yeah,
while
again, you're the only non-elvish person in this group.
I know, it's wild how that happened.
yeah,
It's like, hoped for this.
I'm pretty sure Dylan and I just built elves because of the charisma bonus for our respective classes. Or half
Pretty
elves.
much.
Which is fair.
That's why I went half elf.
I
No,
just
they
I didn't
were
want to put
like-
all my eggs in one basket, so I couldn't do full elf.
thought a Lateran would be fun.
Normal high traditional high elves and half elves are amongst the most quote unquote meta races for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not surprising, nor do I think that was a bad decision. Like that was the right choice, right? If you don't know much about D&D, obviously you're gonna pick it up. Like that makes total sense.
Honestly, even if you do know a good amount about D&D, some people will pick an elf just because
Right.
they are a pretty good class to work with.
Meanwhile, I love my Genasi's, but I also go like, fuck it, I'll pick a weird race.
I mean,
if I could have. Sorry, no.
For the fucking Curse of Strahd campaign that I'm doing with my other group, my choices were the likes of Scourge, Azamar, Goliath, Leonin, Minotaur, Tortle, and Warforged. So, yeah, I totally get the picking a weird race and just going with it.
Yeah, I love to pick a weird race because it's always like, why? What? How?
I'm honestly tempted to play a weird race when the next time I play a different character in a different campaign. Because there are lots of options available.
This will probably be the last campaign I play in before my child, before a potential child is of age.
But the session is over, so that's where we'll be ending the stream. So thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. In terms of future stuff, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, please do give us a follow and a subscribe here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff.
Like, subscribe, comment down below. Please press that bell icon, yo.
Otherwise, hopefully we'll see you on Tuesday. Good night.
Later.